Yeah.
Welcome to the Dutch Laravel Foundation podcast. This one is for you. Broadcasting live from 2026 Laracon EU.
Yeah, this is awesome, right?
That is awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Wow.
Okay, so welcome. A new guest all of a sudden from the booth here behind. Tell us your name.
My name is Shane Rosenthal,
All right.
and I'm from the NativePHP crew.
Okay, cool.
You didn't ask for that, but I gave it to you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I don't ask a lot of things, but most
I'll
people
give
give me
them to you
shit.
Well,
Yeah.
happy to join that list.
Yeah. All right, really cool, man. So, can you tell a little bit about yourself and not fully native PHP, but
Yeah.
I want to learn a bit about.
Sure. I'm 43, Sagittarius, single, ladies out there. No, I'm just kidding. Actually, I'm not kidding, but you know. So I'm from America. I'm from the US. I tell everybody, nobody knows where I'm from, but if you know where Florida is, you go up about an inch. So I'm a little bit north of Florida. Charlotte, North Carolina is real close to my house. That's where I'm from. Our weather is very similar to Amsterdam, so I feel pretty, at least for this week that we're here.
Yeah.
And I've got a son, and I'm a workaholic, and I love caffeine.
How old is your son?
He is 16 years old.
All
Hi,
right.
Carson. I don't think he's watching,
nice.
but I'll send this to him.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Talking about
Really
you.
nice.
Yeah.
Cool. 16.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
What else? I mean, I work all the time, and I love working all the time. It's so fun. What I'm working on with NativePHP.
Yeah.
It's just I'm always finding new ground, and I'm like the first one there. So I'm like, you guys, like look at this,
nice.
look what you can do, and it's just one thing after another after another. It's a whole untapped territory. Yeah.
Yeah, also, this sort of metaphor that I use in my work a lot is behind every door there's a new 3 doors that you can
Oh,
open
yeah.
again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
And you found something really niche, but again, also the answer to what a lot of people want to have. You have like the ability to. Now, maybe you can tell it by yourself
Sure.
better. Yeah.
Yeah,
So, what is native PHP?
NativePHP is, it starts with a question. So first of all, I'm only one half. Simon Hamp, as you know, is my brother from another mother. He's about to talk actually in like an hour or something. He came out with this desktop thing a few years ago.
Yeah.
So the whole concept was like, I want to build desktop apps. I love Laravel. I want to build desktop apps with Laravel.
Yeah.
And so he's been trying to hack away at that and figure that out in just spare time. And slowly over years, it's been picking up more and more. And I met him a while ago, but we really like hit it off at Laracon US 2 years ago and became like best friends. And like, you know, that's what she said jokes over and over. And like, we're just the same vibe. And so like leaving that Laracon, we just talked to each other for like 4 or 5 hours every day just as to become friends, you know?
Oh,
and so we decided to we wanted to work on something, but we both worked on projects solo for years and they just fizzle out, and I'm like, I'm never doing it again. And then this was kind of like an accident, you know, how this came about with mobile stuff.
But you worked for clients or something like that? To
together?
Make no, for yourself on solo.
Yeah, I've been mostly freelance.
Yeah.
You know, I worked for some big companies. I worked Pfizer for like 3 years, and some big like U.S. companies, like local U.S. companies, but they're like big Shopify companies and stuff like that. So, been with Laravel though since 2012, 2013, something like this.
Cool.
So, but yeah, the mobile stuff, I think that's kind of got a lot of attention. I think that's
of course.
I feel like mobile is probably one of the biggest industries in the world. I mean, mobile applications, right? And the fact that we're all PHP developers and we're kind of gated from being able to do it unless we learn something new or fully rely on AI, which there's pros and cons to that, as we all know. Enterprise probably doesn't like that. And so it's like, let's try the mobile stuff. And so he cracked it. We were friends. We were already doing a podcast. He figured it out. He never told me how. He just told me like conceptually like what he was doing, and he got it for iOS. He got the PHP binaries built and all this stuff. And I remember like back in the day, like just compiling PHP on a production server to switch versions, and I'm like, bet I could figure this out. And so I went to ChatGPT, and initially this was before Claude Code was
of course.
My best friend. You know? But like he didn't even know it when he was talking last year on stage. I was working on compiling Android, and so I kept asking him weird questions over the next couple of weeks, like how many, like, do you have this extension in your PHP binaries? He's like, oh no, I do this one. And like, how big is your file size when you're done? He's like, it's this. I'm like, are they static? Are they embedded? He's like, what are you doing? He's like, get on a call with me. We got on a call. He's like, so are you trying to compete with me? And I'm like, no, man. I'm like, I want to work with you. I just feel like I could do this. You know?
Yeah.
And he's like, we should start a company. And so we did. Like the next day, we started a company, and
Cool.
Bifrost Technology was February 17th, so we're celebrating a year.
So you had a lot of trust in each other at
Yeah.
that moment, right? That's really important because
We both have, because of our past like traumas from business and personal experiences, we were like, I will start with trust, but you break it and you're done.
Yeah.
And so we are way over transparent with each other. And to like, I would say to a fault, but there's no fault in being too transparent, I don't think. We just share everything
if you're
with each
talking
other.
like 4 hours a day, then
I mean, we've had.
Must have gotta be.
I remember, like, it was just a couple months ago when we were figuring out what we were going to do for version 3, the open source and all that stuff. I mean, it was like 3 or 4 days in a row. We were 14 hours on a call. We're just always talking.
Simon is from England, right?
So I always say he lives in a weird. He's English, but he lives in the Canary Islands, which is off the coast of Africa. But he's Spanish. It's Spanish islands.
Yeah, he
right?
told it the last year.
Yeah. It's
I remember now.
5 hour difference.
Yeah,
so
okay.
I wake up at like 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
And I immediately message him like, go eat lunch, so that by the time I get my coffee and I'm up and ready, he's already had his lunch and we can meet and we just start talking. So
nice.
Cool.
Real nice.
Okay.
Real special. It's a real special relationship. Yeah.
One of the best relationships I've had in my life, I think. Yeah. It works very well, and we're successful in what, we didn't think we'd ever be this far, so I mean that's a sign of success, I think.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's the situation now then with the NativePHP?
What's the situation now? All right, so
what's the situation tomorrow? Actually, that's the question, of course. But.
All right, let's talk a little bit about where we are currently, and I will tell you for tomorrow. So I talk at 11 in the morning tomorrow, Amsterdam time. I think it's the same time zone for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm at. I don't know. Not America. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Okay.
So about 5 days ago, I rewrote my whole talk.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Pourquoi?
Well, I stumbled. I didn't stumble into something. I worked really hard to figure something out that I wanted to figure out for a long time, and I figured it out. And I couldn't sleep for days. I tell everybody now, there's a whole story. I think this is probably a good place to tell the story. I think. So we went to India. We went to Laracon India.
Nice.
And that's where we announced version 3.
Yeah.
And that's NativePHP Air. We're calling it Air because it's lightweight. All the native stuff has been stripped out into plugins because there's some reasons, and I'll talk about that tomorrow too. But it was bloating the software. Every time everyone's like, oh, I want biometrics. Oh, I want video. Oh, I want all these things we're putting into core, and whether or not you're using those APIs, they're still there.
Yeah.
So it's bloat plus. The app stores are rejecting our users' apps because they would have like camera code, but they're like, I don't even use the camera.
Yeah.
But you have to have permission strings for Apple, and they can detect that in the binaries of the code.
Right.
So it's like, you can fake that and just put permission strings on that, but that's not the right way to do it. Yeah. So we're like, we have to take these out. We have plugins now. They're composer packages. They contain PHP, JavaScript, and then Kotlin and Swift. And so you can call from PHP directly into the device, and we trigger events to go back through the WebView, back into PHP or JavaScript, so you can listen for interaction, all that stuff. So that's one of the big things that was going to be my whole talk tomorrow. Now it's only about 15%, 20% of my talk.
Okay, so there's something else also.
There's something else also. All right, so and I'll tell you, my last slide, what was going to be my last slide is now my third slide, and I will tell you what that was. So I can give you that much.
Okay.
And I'll only hint at the other stuff. Sorry, but I have to do
No,
this.
it's I'm all happy with this story.
Yeah. So the announcement, we're coming out with 3.1, version 3.1, which will contain a few contributions now that we're open source, so some work from the community,
Nice.
Which is nice. I can't, off the top of my head, I don't remember specifics, what we approved and let in, but it's some really nice things. Some people really thought through things with Claude and did tests. Please do tests. That helps us a lot. And like good docs too on your pull requests, because that also like gives us context. You know,
Yeah.
we tell Claude go, give me the overview of this PR, but I still like to read what's going on with it.
Yeah.
So there's some of those things. But when I went to India, I just my heart grew 5 times like the Grinch, or 3 times, whatever it was, for the culture, for the people. And so right now we are running PHP 8.4.15 or 1.8 and iOS 18 plus, 18.2 or 18 plus, and then Android 13 plus. And Android is like, if you go version 13, that's like for the last 3-4 years maybe. So like meeting all these people that have Android devices that just can't use. It really got, and I knew it was something I wanted to work on, was try to get more Android users covered, more versions covered. So the slides are they'll be fun tomorrow, but so we're going support version 12, which is, we're going from like 64% of all Android mobile users. Yep. Which 64% sounds great, but then you learn there's 4 billion active users. This is half the world's population is using Android. 64%.
Yeah.
So there's actually more people we're not servicing with Android that are using us on iOS. There's actually more. So going to version 12, that's like 79%. It's 15% increase.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
we're going.
That's a big increase.
We're going further.
Oh.
We're going to go 11%. Version 11, which is 91%.
Wow.
But we're going further.
No.
Version 8.
What? Version 8?
99.7% of Android users will be able to use native PHP moving forward.
But that's a big time back, right? It's a huge support.
Is.
Yeah.
It goes back to about 2018 or so.
Yeah.
But we wanted the and like the things that were stopping us were kind of trivial. I just had to refactor our binaries a little bit, just the way we were loading things. So it's not that. It wasn't a very difficult thing to do. I did try 7. It didn't work on 7. I'm like, that's far enough. I don't need to do any more work on that. There are issues that are out of our control. So like, I want everybody. Well, this will be documented, but the web views that ship with older devices, they don't support modern CSS, and so Tailwind breaks. Tailwind 4 breaks. Tailwind 3 is okay on some devices. So. We have unlocked it for you. We're going to document that. There are like some shims and stuff like that you can try to use in that context. And I've had Claude build me like post CSS processing stuff, all that kind of stuff. And I gotten it to work somewhat. And it's like, all right, people can figure this out, but we'll support that. So
is it also because of the plugins that you built aside to it that you now can support all the versions?
No, I don't think
like
that's... There's not much to do with that.
Okay.
Each plugin, it's very easy to and I thought this was like really the wrong way to do it, but there's like a lot of if conditionals, like if Android version whatever is less than this, then use this code or not, and that's just the right way to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it doesn't like bind in at some like Gradle, like very deep way. It's just conditionally writing your. So we went through and updated all of our scripts. Very easy to just make sure they're backward compatible and. Yeah.
And in India, there are a lot of Android users.
There are a lot of Android users.
Oh, and that's why. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because in America, there are not that much Android users.
I mean, I don't know. I think probably not. But I mean, there are a lot. I mean, there are. It's not like there's no. I know plenty of people with Android, and they're like, no, Android only. And so, the fact is, I mean, we're going from. Well, I think that goes to one of the questions you were kind of hinting towards before, like where do we want to go? And it's like, I don't want anyone to be excluded from what we're doing. So, and that kind of goes towards that question.
Yeah,
so.
okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also had like a shift in our web development as well, like 2 years ago, that everything has to be, we call it WCAG.
It needs to be accessible.
Accessible,
So,
accessible. And that feels also really nice to have a website. It just feels good, Yeah. And it works with standards and stuff like that. Yeah. So I can really imagine, and cool, man.
There's some other like little niceties, like some little DevX tooling that we did with like the install and the run command. So before you'd have to do PHP Artisan native install. Sometimes you'd push force flex. It's going to force by default because that's fine.
Okay.
And then it would say, oh, you want Android or iOS or both. Now we're just if you're on Mac, we're going to assume you want both. You can pass a flag in to just do iOS or Android or whatever. On Windows and Linux, it's going to do just Android. So that just install and then run. Also, the install will it always downloads the binaries. So we're caching those though in the Laravel application, so we can detect if they're already there. If they're already there, then we'll just use the ones that are there. You don't have to keep downloading the binaries every time you do an install if you have to. And then there was one other. We're going to be detecting based on your composer.json. If you're 8.5 in Composer, then we're going to install. We're bumping up our minimum, not our minimum. We're bumping up to supporting 8.5.3. So. So we're probably going to go backwards to 8.3, and we'll just detect based on. We're going to try to stay with Laravel. I mean, 13 is going to be 8.3. So
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
So another question, because you just mentioned that you changed the whole slide deck, and that gave me the question that how you're talking about Claude as well. Claude is improving the speed of working, I guess. But how much does it improve the development of native PHP?
I don't know how much it improves it, because I've been using AI since the very beginning.
Yeah.
So it's gotten better, and so you can trust things a bit more. I'm still very guarding, especially now that it's open source. Like I'm very protecting and making sure, because I want to set the standard for everybody else as well. So with it being open source, it's nice because, we're going to get to a nice place. It's going to take some time, but there can be less work that we're going to have to do. And it's so nice when people are like, you guys should do such and something. Like, hey, make a PR, So you can do that.
Yeah.
Your Claude, use your tokens, not mine, that's going to free us up to do more stuff that we want to do inside the core that's not, most people just don't understand. We want to bring people in to see everything, there's no hiding. And actually pretty soon we'll have architecture, white sheets and stuff like that. Just
nice.
How does this really work under the hood, and which is part of my talk tomorrow, and I'll just leave you with that hint.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Looking forward for that.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah.
Right. I'm hyping it, and it's not just hype. I mean, it's not any. There's nothing. There's no lie when I say after I show everybody what I'm going to do tomorrow, the whole future of the project will change in the best way forever. And I've had people on Twitter try to guess. I'm like, just guess, and that no one's gotten it. One person, I can't say who, but one person got it right, and I purposely didn't like their comment because I didn't want it to seem like they got it right. I think it's probably the only one I didn't like. So if you want to go through my Twitter, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we're done at 11 tomorrow, and then
or just wait till tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So, I have another question.
Yeah.
Because this is a personal one for me.
Okay.
So we did a hackathon with the Dutch Laravel Foundation.
Yeah.
Don't know if you know that because we get all kind of tokens and stuff like that from you guys.
Yeah.
It was really nice, and it was also a day here in the Netherlands where a girl was killed. This is all the plot twist. There was a girl killed, and there was a whole.
It was a public outcry about women's safety.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for that. So what we did in the hackathon, we must made a app to make women feel safer at streets. It was really a cool thing to do on a day. So what we did was all kind of projects going on, and our team went for a native PHP solution, but then make it sort of like a black box thing that you have in planes, so that you can register everything with one button or something, or for like a switch on the side of your phone that you can start like the black box functionality. And then it register everything.
Oh, interesting.
And
so just record location and if they feel unsafe, then at least they're being tracked. And
and video
that's
starts.
a great idea.
Yeah. So that was our hackathon idea.
That's cool. Yeah.
And we won, but actually we didn't won about.
Don't glaze over that. You won.
Good job.
Yeah.
That was good and that was fine. So, but we also won because we were the only one that get it really up and running on a phone within a day.
Yeah.
And because that's it's still is a little bit of hard to from 0 to go to 100 on for native PHP
Sure.
to run it on a phone. Does that change a bit? You think?
Well, it depends. So in my mind, and I don't know if this is true or not, for me, when I first started, and it's hard to like zero your development environment out to
Exactly,
retry. So like,
I understand.
for me, it was very difficult to like to get Android builds running.
Yeah.
I think iOS is pretty easy on a Mac because you just install Xcode
Yeah.
for the most
Yeah.
part.
Yeah.
Like setting up the env vars on your machine and like all this stuff. I think the newer versions of Android Studio though do help more. So I just helped my dad set up his environment on an old Intel processor, but still on a Mac. And he just installed Android Studio and it just worked. So we just built and it
nice.
just worked. So I'm like, that's cool. So I don't know if it's environment or if it's just like you got a white screen of death on the first run, or like depending on where the problem was. We are constantly like trying to address and make sure like that's a smooth thing. Like developer experience is it's like crucial to us. That's one of our the most important things to us. We want developers to have a great experience, and we're growing in that, right? So what was the problem? What took time?
Yeah, that's a good question because I was part of the team, but I did the design of it.
Okay.
So I don't know actually that part of it.
Yeah, it was a colleague of ours that was pulling his hair out because it didn't work. But I don't know. I wasn't there.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Were they trying on iOS or Android?
Android, I guess. Yeah, it was an Android phone. Yeah, but we got it
mean,
work.
Yeah.
Well, all right. We figured it out.
Yeah, we figured it out.
So the docs, they are important. We just had Pushpek. I don't know if you know Pushpek from the Laravel team. He's on Laravel AI team.
No.
He just redid our Boost guidelines for us, and that's coming out with version 3.1 as well. So
nice.
The old ones are going back to version 2 still. So in version 3, it's still version 2 in the Boost guidelines. So he worked on that. I haven't really tested it very much, but he took like 3 days and worked on it for us. So it's something that's a living, breathing document anyway, so it's going to always be changing. So I would say Boost, use Boost if you're using AI, for sure, and see if it will help you, because like, what's wrong with my installation, or why isn't this running? And maybe there's some troubleshooting that Claude can provide.
I think that would help as well because
of course.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, yeah, that's just what coding is come to. Yeah.
Another question, another situation here. So I've reached out for you like 2 months ago with something that was really stupid because it didn't work. But maybe you can help me with finding out a solution for that. So I made a Laravel app, and it's especially for baseball and softball coaches to help to find out statistics and team management. It's really cool, I think, in my opinion. But it helps me like a coach as well. So that's one fan of the system. But in the Netherlands, there are now like 50 coaches are using it. But then again, I was wondering how can I make this even bigger though, so that the coaches in America, you have like 1,000 coaches in the Netherlands and 2 million coaches in America, can use it there as well. And I thought maybe I should make an app of my Laravel web app, so that the audience, the target audience, find it by itself in the stores or something like that. Then again, I was okay. So yeah. Could that be done with native PHP? Because I only need, I think, the WebView. But I don't know how that works.
So you're tapping into a lot of things here, actually. And I love to talk about this stuff because I have a big heart for education, because I know like the more people learn and understand like just how is this working, when you understand the how and the why that we did, like there's some constraints that we have just because we're entering a mobile world. There's some constraints with Laravel and like compromises we had to make things work and things like this, right? So right now you cannot build for the WebView and for the device. You can. I mean, technically it will translate, but the PHP that's running, we see this in support tickets all the time, and it's like I never tell everybody stop saying this, but I think it every time, which is it works in my browser, but not on the device.
Yeah.
It's a totally different PHP builds. It's totally different. So like you could be running 8.2 locally, but it's the same version. It's a 8.4.18 right now, always, right? And it's got our extension in it. And so that's because like if you try to tap into like any Kotlin or Swift code with that PHP, like it's not going to handle properly. So we stop it at the PHP level because there's nothing to pass that call into native on the web, you know, in the browser, the actual browser. So like I keep going back to like, all right, so if I wanted to open my, what's a good one? Biometric security on my device, what would I expect that behavior to be on a browser? Right? So like it's just two different worlds. So you do have to think about like you might have the same view and you might have the same kind of logic. And for that I say maybe put more of your logic into like an API server and trigger that from mobile and then just detect if you're online or offline, because that's a whole other challenge that we can talk about. But at least then you're not having to write code twice, which is not always a bad thing. It's not, especially if if it's going to be on mobile and you have to think about things like biometric security. I could have said like microphone, but you have microphone access on inside of the browser. I could have said video, you could do that. I mean, there's things that could exist in both, and maybe we explore some of that stuff, but inherently it's just a very different world. And I think like if you look at any enterprise applications that are out there, they're gonna be themed similarly, but they're very bespoke experiences on the mobile application. And I think that's the right way to think about this.
So write a new project with the same API stuff.
Just rewrite the backend. And just redo your whole design in native
the 2 years of coding.
What I also recommend, I like to do this personally, is I'll put all of my API logic in the same repo as mobile, and I'll deploy that repo to Forge, take the URL and put that in my env, deploy with our Bifrost SaaS to the app stores, and now it's all in one repo at least, right? And I like locally I'll use either herd share or ngrok or whatever to like serve that, so I can still develop. I do that until I get to a certain point, until I like actually deploy it to a Forge or cloud. And then I'll just put that in my local env until I'm production, or do a staging environment or something like that, and just code against that so you can actually use your device. It's going, and now you're already in that space. You're already, you know, there's no more groundwork you have to lay for that. You're just building the application.
Right. Okay. Nice. That's a not a small answer for a small question.
Sorry.
But it's a good.
I'm huge.
It's a good one.
It's the best answer.
Because it now gives me the energy to go further and further and further.
I love to talk about that because it's, again, the education, right? When you understand the how and the whys we had to do things, now you have a different understanding and you can explore more and come join us. Come be next to us a little bit closer.
So you would say that if someone starts building now, just separate the two. Make a backend kind of server API.
This is the way I tell everybody. NativePHP is not a way to turn your Laravel application into a mobile application. This is a way to build mobile applications with Laravel. And that's really what we're designing this for. We want Laravel developers to be able to do mobile, right? And maybe we can figure out ways to do desktop and mobile and web someday, and I would like to get there. I mean, we hear this a lot, so you know, I think like we want to please a developer experience. It's the same. It's along the same vein, right? Maybe we do that, but there's a lot of work to do between now and there.
We know that it's not the solution that we're going to hear tomorrow at 11.
Nope.
This is going to be fixed.
Nope.
No, not yet.
Right. Okay.
I want to share it so bad. It's going to change everything.
The world,
everything.
I'm really excited now.
And it's going to be. I'm working my butt off to make sure it's backward compatible, like all the changes that are coming out. It should be backward compatible, but you probably won't want to go back after we go forward.
Oh, okay.
Do you have a final question?
No, I'm just thinking, what could it be? So that would be my final question, but you're not going to tell us now.
I will not.
No.
Okay, and a last question then here from me. So what are the talks that you're most excited about to, not your own, but the other ones?
Really just mine and Simon's. No, I'm just kidding. I know what Marcel is doing. He's last tomorrow. So Marcel's announcing something pretty cool that I've got to sneak peek, and I won't give it away, but it's pretty interesting stuff. I always look forward to the panel discussions, of course. I was
going
really,
about going. That's the topic will be AI, right there over there.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe. We'll see. I really was looking forward to Leah's. We became very good friends after talking in different places and all this stuff. We keep meeting each other in different places around the world,
nice.
so it was good to I sat front row and I was like, woo, just got her
Rooting,
pumped up and got everybody
yeah.
going, and so that was fun. And I mean, I think everybody's talk I'm excited about. I like learning. I think Dan Heron, I learned so much stuff that we can apply to native PHP. Just
nice.
The way he was thinking through things. I'm like, that's really nice API kind of building stuff. So
especially for something like native PHP. Okay, I understand.
Especially with the stuff that's going to be announced tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Kept going back to that. Yeah.
So all the Dutch Laravel team members, watch also the live sessions of Laravel.com on YouTube tomorrow at 11. So the audience is even bigger than it is here in the States.
Yeah.
All right. Well, can I thank you a lot?
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
For sure. Thank you. Give me the opportunity.
And good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, there we go.
Welcome to the Dutch Laravel Foundation podcast. This one is for you. Broadcasting live from 2026 Laracon EU.